The PlayStation Plus games for the month of December have been revealed, and the leak was in fact accurate once again. Seemingly, I feel like people are happy with this month's lineup. It seems like I was kind of in the minority when I said this month looked kind of weak, but you guys seem to be happy, which at the end of the day is what matters. We'll run through the games being offered, and also want to give you guys an update. YouTube app on PlayStation 5 now supports HDR with the latest update, and Warframe's long-promised The New War expansion is dropping next month with a bunch of stuff. Another free-to-play game, so we'll talk that at the end of this video. But first up, let's talk the PlayStation Plus lineup for the month of December, and they are ending off with a relatively good month based on the comment section of the leak video I did. You guys seem to be pretty happy with it. Maybe opinions will vary now that it's officially out, but we'll see how that goes. Obviously, the headlining game is Godfall on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. This was a launch game that I actually paid full price on, and paying full price on it did sting quite a bit. The game itself has some good elements, don't get me wrong, but it's a game that also at the same time, definitely could use a little bit more depth. As a PlayStation Plus title, I do see it being a game that people can get into and have some fun, especially because it does have a co-op focus, so if you do want to play with a couple buddies, you can do that as well. You've got 3-player PvE online co-op play, so you can enjoy that. Typically goes for 40 bucks still, so the fact that this is a freebie is pretty notable, and at the end of the day, it is only a year old at this point, so a pretty notable addition to the PlayStation Plus lineup. Next up, the game that seems to be the one that, you know, is satisfying the most amount of people that I'm seeing is Mortal Shell. This is a Souls-like action RPG, a deep action RPG that tests your sanity and resilience in a shattered world. Your adversaries spare no mercy with survival, demanding superior awareness, precision, and instincts. Possess lost warriors, track down hidden sanctums of the devout, and face formidable foes. This is another game that's a relatively recent release, coming out, I believe, a few months ago, so the fact that it's a part of PlayStation Plus, I do think this is a notable addition as well. And now that I'm actually putting it into perspective, you know, Godfall is a game that people got a PlayStation 5 at launch, not necessarily a game everybody picked up day one. Mortal Shell is a game that's just a couple months old. You know, that's a pretty nice addition given that it is a $29.99 title. It does go on sale sometimes, but still, as a PlayStation Plus game, I think it's going to be something people enjoy. Everybody's into Souls-like games these days, and Elden Ring is still a couple months away, so something to bridge the gap. Mortal Shell will probably do a pretty good job at that. There is also the Vicious Cycle DLC for the game. It's a game-altering roguelike expansion for Mortal Shell, so you'll get the base game, but Mortal Shell, another freebie that I think will satisfy people. And lastly, LEGO DC Supervillains, a LEGO game. These games are catered towards pretty much everybody. Anybody can jump in and have a good time with them. You know, they're not games that are going to be absolute standouts, but as a complimentary title on PlayStation Plus, I think it's absolutely fine. The game notes, it's good to be bad. Embark on an all-new DC LEGO adventure by becoming the best villain the universe has ever seen. Players will create and play as an all-new supervillain throughout the game, unleashing mischievous antics and wreaking havoc in an action-packed story. The game was received fairly strongly with a 77 on Metacritic, so not a bad score at all there. And again, LEGO games are titles that you can always jump into, have a pretty decent time if you want a game to play with a younger sibling, a kid, whatever the case may be. Obviously, it's a pretty accessible one, and one that everybody can find some enjoyment out of. So that is the PlayStation Plus lineup for the month of December. Definitely curious to hear what you guys think, because the reception, again, in the leak video seemed to be relatively positive, so I was a bit surprised by that. I thought Godfall was going to be a game that, as a headliner, people wouldn't get all too excited about, but it does seem like it's a game that a lot of people missed out on. They didn't check it out at launch of the PlayStation 5, and it's going to be on PS4 as well. Godfall is available on PlayStation 4, so that's something to note. So that's quite nice, because sometimes the PS5 only games is a little bit of a bummer. People that are still rocking a PS4 can't take advantage of those, but nevertheless, Godfall on both platforms. Mortal Shell, you'll be able to play that, and that's on PS5 and PS4 as well. And then LEGO DC Supervillains rounding out the lineup. Again, sound off with your thoughts on the overall lineup in the comment section down below. Next up, if you're on PlayStation 5 and you use the YouTube app on PlayStation 5 now supports HDR with the latest update. After you install the latest update, you'll be good to go with the YouTube app. You know, that's nice to have HDR come through on videos as well. YouTube app is something I'm pretty sure everybody uses. Maybe some of you guys even watch our videos on the YouTube app. Not the most intuitive way to go through YouTube, but the app works well enough, and honestly, seeing something on the big screen, I know a lot of people prefer that than, let's say, on your mobile phone or the computer, so that update is dropping now. And then also Warframe, a free-to-play game that has a lot of appeal. Obviously, a lot of people will compare it to something like Destiny. Warframe's The New War expansion does drop next month. It'll be coming in December, so this is something that, if you play Warframe, you definitely want to be on the lookout for. Experience the New War, Warframe's largest cinematic expansion yet. Fight on the front lines in every corner of the Origin system in a thrilling storyline of exploration and discovery. Unite opposing forces and test your mettle against the full mustered force of the Sentients, a legion of adaptable, self-replicating drones capable of untold destruction. You must stop them, Tenno, and reckon with the Lotus, or all you have fought to protect will fall to ruin. This is one that's going to have a lot of story-based content by the looks of it. On top of that, a bunch of new content will be coming, so you guys can enjoy that. Warframe has been one of the standout free-to-play games for quite a while. I actually played it at launch on PC, and I remember people absolutely hated the game back then, and it's another one of those games, much like FF14, much like your No Man's Skies of the world, made a very, very big turnaround, and it's a game that's very positively received. I mean, it's got 450,000 reviews on Steam, which is an absolutely staggering number. 91% of those reviews are positive. Of course, the game is free to play. Bit of a grindy title, but hey, if you're getting into this game, know what to expect. There are, in-game purchases you can make, but you can play the game free to play as well. So, Digital Extreme's doing good work on Warframe, and it's been around since like going back to 2012 or 2013. So it's been out for a very, very long time. Cool to see it continue to persist as one of the top free-to-play games on the market. And that's going to do it for me. Again, as far as PlayStation Plus goes in December, looks like a pretty decent month. Godfall, Mortal Shell, probably the standout and the one that people are going to really get invested into, and LEGO DC Supervillains, a title anybody can really jump in and have a good time on. If you're using the YouTube app, the latest update will now support HDR on PlayStation 5, so that's pretty cool. And Warframe's long-promised The New War expansion, bringing with it a ton of cinematic content, the biggest one yet, will be dropping in December, so you can be on the lookout for that. They've got the official trailer up right now. That's going to do it for me. Definitely let me know your thoughts, especially on the PlayStation Plus lineup in December. Happy, disappointed, maybe it's not as best as some of the early months in the year, but still, we've seen worse months for sure. So sound off in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.